it's Juhara. Welcome back to my channel. So I have like all these new ideas that has to do with Monster High and Ever After High. I mean, I'm more excited for the Monster High ones because I prefer Monster High. I absolutely love Monster High. But it's not really a countdown. It's just kind of ranking, I guess, which I guess is kind of similar, but I'm not gonna call them countdowns. But yeah, like I have like Monster High worst to best Monster High movies, Monster High characters, couples, friendships. I have to say for Ever After High. So I'm gonna do ranking Ever After High seasons. There's only 5, so it shouldn't take that long. And then I'm gonna do a video right after for Monster High movies, which there are more. So yeah, there's more because Monster High's better. Sorry, not sorry. I'm a huge Monster High fan. I have a Monster High poster. It's like right there. It takes a lot of energy to get up to show you, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I don't know if you've seen it before, but see, it's kind of hard to see because of the window, like the glare. But there's Spectra, Cleo, Laguna, Gulia, Draculaura, Claudine, Abby, Frankie, and Operetta. And then there's the Monster High local. It says ghouls down here because it only shows the ghouls because it's mostly about the ghouls. It doesn't really get into the mainsters that much, except for Claude and Deuce and sometimes Gil because of their relationships with some of the ghouls. So yeah. So moving on. So I will say my least favorite season of Ever After High to my most, and I'll explain why. Okay? So my least favorite is season 1. I'm not a fan of season 1. Okay? I don't even watch the first 2 episodes like ever. And then the second 2 there's only like 4 episodes in each season except for season 2, which only has like 1 episode, but it's the length of a movie, so they should have just either made it a movie or split it up to 4 parts like they did the rest. Because basically each episode is a half hour. So put it all together, that's 2 hours. So technically they could have, instead of making a 4 episode season of each season, they should have just made them into movies. But that's my feeling. Moving on. And honestly, the only reason why I even watched the last 2 episodes of season 1 is because of Ashlyn and Hunter. I love their relationship. It's probably one of my favorite couples, which eventually, sometime in the future, whenever I feel like doing the ranking Ever After High couples, you'll see that they're pretty high up on my list. I think they're number 2. Oops, spoiler alert, but oh well. I love how Ashlyn and Hunter get caught, and then before Duchess has the ability to exploit it, they come out, and then Ashlyn gets all scared and breaks up with Hunter, and then at the end Ashlyn comes out. She's like, I love Hunter and I want to be with him. So that was a really sweet moment. What was the last episode? That was the second to last, wasn't it? Or no, that one might have been the last one. Throne Coming. No, that wasn't Throne Coming. That was True Hearts Day. That's True Hearts Day. And what was Throne Coming about? Throne Coming, they all got trapped in each other's stories, right? And they had to like play out each other's stories. I don't remember much of season 1, to be honest, because like I said, I hardly watch it except for Ashlyn and Hunter scenes. Like that's literally all I care about for that season. Like, I'm not even joking. I would say Raven and Dexter, but they didn't really have that many scenes. I think they had more scenes in the webisode. I can't remember much of what happened in Throne Coming. But I remember I didn't hate it like I did the first 2 episodes. But I think I didn't like it like I like True Hearts Day. I mean, I don't know if I would say I like True Hearts Day. Like I said, I guess I do kind of like True Hearts Day because that one did kind of revolve around Ashlyn and Hunter. Throne Coming, Graham tried to trick Raven into seeing a false destiny so that she'd follow her script. I remember that much. Oh well, point is, I'm not a fan of season 1, okay? Which my other channel, if you like books, you should check out my other channel because that one's all about books. This is book 2. It's called Secret Books, and there's actually an Ever After High book series, and I read all of it and I did videos on each one and as them as a whole. And the first season was a lot like the first book was a lot like the first season, so I did not like the first book at all. Second book was alright. It was slow at the beginning, but by the middle I got really intrigued. Third book was absolutely my favorite. Loved it. And fourth book, not that great. Better than book 1, but not as good as book 2 or 3. So yeah, moving on from that book conversation. Next on my list is season 4. Don't get me wrong, I like season 4. Season 1 is actually the only season that I do not like, besides a few parts here and there. I like season 4. I do. It's just not my favorite. Season 4 is when Apple gets tricked into freeing the evil queen, and she disguises herself as Mira Shards to fit in and try to get her daughter to become evil. And Apple has to pretend she doesn't know the evil queen's out because, like, it could ruin her entire happily ever after if people know that she's actually the one that freed her, even though it was an accident. I cannot stand Apple though, so I wouldn't mind if she got blamed for it because I hate her. Absolutely, I hate her. She's so. I'm not even gonna get in that conversation because I do not want to get into that right now. Maybe another video. What was I saying? So Raven, and they did the dragon races. There used to be dragon races back at Ever After High when the evil queen and Snow White went there. Snow White's in the season 2. So they bring them back, and then Raven kind of runs away because Mira makes her look all evil when she's not. And then some of her friends find her, like, who finds her? Ashlyn was among them, Maddie, obviously, because they're like besties. Cerise, I think? No. I don't remember who was with her. It's been a while since I've seen Ever After High, let's be real. I think the seasons I love the most are my 2 favorites, which I'll get into when I get there. I should do a rewatch of Ever After High. After I do a rewatch of Monster High, because I wanted to rewatch that. The problem is they took most of the Monster High movies off of Netflix. The original movies, at least, except for the last original one before they made the reboot. Great Scary Reef is still on there, but then they have the 2 reboots, and I think they have New Cool at School, which was kind of, it's technically part of the original Monster High. Same with Fright On, but they have different animation. They changed the animation, made several movies, and then made the reboot with a new animation. I did not mean to get into a Monster High conversation, but of course I ended up having to. But yeah, so, but I did find, I think I'm gonna buy them all on Google Play soon, hopefully. But if I can't, then I'm probably gonna find them on YouTube and watch them there because I'm a huge fan. Anyways, moving on. But yeah, Apple gets poisoned, and Daring couldn't save her, Darlene did, and it made me kind of shift them, even though I hate Apple and Darlene probably deserves better. At the same time, I think Darlene could kind of, what's the right word? I mean, Apple's kind of this whole holier than thou attitude. She thinks she's better than everyone, even if though she says she doesn't. She's extremely selfish, even though she says Raven's the selfish one, because truly she is. And she doesn't care about anyone else's happily ever after, as long as she gets hers happily ever after. That's all she cares about. I said I wasn't gonna do a rant, but I did. So sorry about that. I just have issues with Apple. But I think if because Daring and Apple I don't think would be a good couple because they're both self-centered and have issues. I mean, I don't hate Daring like I hate Apple. And I actually ship Daring with Lizzie. And I think Lizzie and Daring could help each other like those. That's cool. Opposites. I love opposites attract couples because a lot of times they can, like, what's the right words? Like, help each other, I guess. I mean, like, in Lizzie and Daring's case, Lizzie kind of bring Daring down from his whole centered personality and thinking he's all that. I think she's like one of the few people at the school who will actually tell him off and be like, hey, yo, you're not as cool as you think you are. And then Darren could kind of bring Lizzie up because I think Lizzie has her own issues because it's like she wants to be Queen of Wonderland, but at the same time she doesn't want to follow her entire destiny because then she'll have to like hurt one of her best friends, Alistair, and she doesn't want to be all evil. And she kind of has this shield. That's why she always yells at people and she screams off with your heads, because she has a shield up, afraid of getting hurt. And I think Darren can kind of help her out with that. So I really shipped them. I'm sad we only got that one webisode with the two of them, because I think they could have been amazing together if the show wasn't canceled. And there's like this huge dispute who's better with Darren, Lizzie or Cerise. And even though it did kind of show that him and Rosabella might have been canon if the show would have continued in the last season because they had scenes together, I still don't ship it. Or him with Cerise, I ship, because him and Cerise only had that one little scene anyways. But anyways, I ship him and Lizzie, and this conversation got way off track. Moving on. What else happened in season 4? I'm drawing a blank. But they did stop the evil queen, put her back. She tried to destroy the school, and Raven and her friends had to stop her. So yeah. Next is season 5. I love the season, obviously. It's in the middle. It's not like my least favorite, but it's not my favorite either. It's like dead in the middle because there's 5 seasons. Like season 1, 2, 5, and then the other 2, which I don't want to spoil what they are yet. So, anyways, season 5 brought in a new character. I think her name was Winter, and she's the queen of, or future queen of one of the kingdoms, because there's like many kingdoms. Like they're all like there's several royalty who's going to be queen or king one day. And she has an amazing life. Doesn't really know how to do anything for herself, which her friends. It turns out she's actually really close to Ashlyn and I think Briar too. And on the little journey they end up going on, they kind of have to show them, they kind of have to, show her how to do stuff like tying her own shoelaces, because she doesn't know how to do anything for herself. But she had a really nice life until Jackie Frost and Northwind, who wanted to take over, ended up casting some curse or something on the king and queen, or yeah, the king and queen made them hateful. The queen turned frozen because the king, I think, if I remember correctly. And then yeah, so Winter went to her friends at Ever After High, and they all go on this journey to 4 kingdoms. One was Ashlyn's, I want to say. Yeah, Ashlyn's. Another one was Briar's. Who else did they go to? Those are the ones I can remember. Rosabella's. I think one was Rosabella's, but I don't remember the 4th one. They had to get find a object that turns into a flower or something, like one for each season, and to create a cure. And Fabel went with them mostly because she wants it for herself to get out of this deal she made, so she wouldn't have to, because she helped the evil queen in season 3, no, season 4, so she has to clean up the school because she kind of helped cause the destruction. So she had to, and so she had someone else do it, and there was a fine print in the thing she signed, and the contract she signed, and so yeah, so she, but Darren ended up showing that he can be selfless by taking that for her, and then after that, it was that's part of the fine print. If someone offers it up, then it's off or something like that. I'm probably explaining that really poorly, but if you've seen the season, you understand what I'm talking about. But they end up, but then they also had to go to the, Winter's Castle was the other one, because that's where the Winter Rose was. And then they had to fight Northwind, who's a shapeshifter and not exactly bright. Jackie kind of orders him around, and she's really mean and bossy and smart. So yeah, so they had to battle Northwind, and they tricked him. Daring, I think, he's the one that actually tricked him and Rosabella. And then the others went to defeat Jackie Frost, and they did, and they saved Winter's dad. And yeah, so yay. Next is now season 2. I love season 2. Placing season 2 and season 3 were really hard. Like, which one's better? Which one do I like more? It was really hard to decide because they both based around the Wonderlandians, which are my favorite characters, and I wish the Wonderlandians would have gotten more of a spotlight. I mean, Maddie did because she was best friends with Raven, but I wish the other ones did because Maddie's my second favorite character. Lizzie's actually my first, and I'm really sad that she didn't get as much attention, but at these 2 seasons she really did, so it's really hard to place her. In season 2, I had a lot to do with Kitty, which I like. She's my 3rd favorite character. And also has a lot to do with Bunny and Alistair, who are 4th and 5th on my list. I'm completely spoiling my list for ranking all the Ever After High characters, which I'll get to eventually. Oops, oh well. So, there was this, like, Bunny and Alistair find a way to get to Ever After High, and then the Wonderlandians are reunited, and then he found the Storybook of Legends, but Kitty's mom has switched it with a riddle book, and Kitty kind of had a fight with her friends, but then realized what her mom was doing was just too far, so she helped her friends, and then there was a curse that was cast that's made like that made people like their opposites, and then Apple and Daring kind of, and Hunter and Ashlyn all kind of plugged up the Well of Wonder, making the wonder gone. So but Wonderlandians were unaffected, and it was turning everyone and everything dollar gray. The Wonderlandians, being from Wonderland, weren't affected, so it was up to them to stop it. They managed to break the curse, and Apple felt remorse for what she did. I still don't like her though. Yeah. So, and then Kitty had and her mom went at it, and her mom's like, if you can get through this board, then yay. So Kitty took charge, and she was like, hey Bunny, step here, and it worked. She's like, hey Lizzie, step there, and yeah, she froze. But they got her out. And she said she ended up using her powers as daughter of Cheshire Cat to disappear and appear next to her mom. And then she's like, you never said cross the board, you said get to you. And her mom was like, oh, I'm so proud of you. And then she kind of told them how to undo everything, and they undid everything, and then they could finish the festival in peace. And yeah, so number 1, my favorite season is season 3. So like I said, it was hard to place season 3 and 2, but I had to place this one a little bit higher because even though I love Kitty, she is my 3rd favorite, and the season 2 focused on all the Wonderlandians, but Kitty a little bit more because of all of her drama with her mom. This one focused on Lizzie a little bit more because of her drama with her mom. It's not the same kind of drama though, because Lizzie really misses her mom. It's her mom's birthday, and she really wants to go to her party because she was invited. Of course, she's her daughter, but at the same time, she can't because the curse of Wonderland, and she can't go to Wonderland. What was that? I don't know what that was. Okay. So Lizzie, but then Raven does a spell to defeat the curse. It doesn't work, but it does transport them to Wonderland, and I love that song. It's my favorite Ever After High song. Do You Wonder? That is sang while they were all transforming into their new like Wonderland clothes or something, and then pop into Wonderland. So yeah. And I just really love the season. You know, they're in Wonderland, and I love how the people that's not from Bunny and Alistair don't end up getting transported, and I think it has something to do with the fact that they were in Wonderland when the curse happened, and they couldn't get out until recently, like season 2, like so. And everyone else hasn't been to Wonderland. I mean Raven and them hasn't been to Wonderland ever, and then Maddie, Kitty, and Lizzie haven't been to Wonderland since the curse. So I think that's why I transported them and not them. But anyways, Raven was there, so was Apple and Briar, and they were all like, as they went through and saw everything, and how when they saw, because Wonderland school is only for one day, and you have to study everything for that one day, see if you pass or fail. It's like one day of the year. It's like, I would love that, but at the same time it would probably be really hard, but still, I think we would all love that. But so they go to Wonderland. I guess this isn't as short a video I thought, since I thought this is, I can't speak. I thought since there's only 5 seasons, so it turned out to be a short video, but I'm already in 20 minutes in, so yay. So anyways, they have no choice but go to school, and then the entire season's filled with Raven, Apple, and Briar all like, oh my gosh, this is so not normal, like what's going on here? And then Lizzie, Maddie, Kitty's always like, oh, this is so normal, what's wrong with you people? It's just hilarious, because like Lizzie, Maddie, and Kitty know exactly what's going on, and it's like they are having fun to be back in Wonderland because they've all missed their home, and they're loving it. And then Raven, Briar, and what's her name, Apple are all like, what the heck is going on here? Like, what's wrong with these people? And while they're all in Wonderland doing what they're doing, Bunny and Alistair are trying to find a way to get to them. And Dexter started helping them when him and Daring were looking for Darlene, who transported with them, who you find out at the end is actually the White Knight that's been helping them. And I kind of ship her with Chase, but I also kind of ship her with Apple, so it's kind of hard. I don't know who I ship her with more, because she didn't have many scenes with either one of them, so it's kind of hard to see who I ship her with more, but I want to lean towards Apple just because I think Darlene could be good for Apple. So yeah, actually I have a fanfiction. It's I have a few Monster High ones and a few Ever After High ones on Wattpad, and my favorites is like Once Upon a Monster and Once Upon a Ever After, 2 different series, but it's like the Monster one is about Monster High characters transported into our world by a curse, just like Once Upon a Time, but with Monster High characters. Ever After High is the same thing, except with Ever After High characters. And on there I had Darlene and Apple as a couple, but right now they're having issues because Darlene's like fully accepted herself as, you know, being a lesbian. Apple still hasn't, and that's causing a lot of issues because Apple is having trouble accepting that, which I can actually see happening. That's why I had it happen, because I can see them having issues, because it's like Apple has feelings for Darlene but can't exactly process it, because she's like, because it goes against everything she knows, everything she was taught. And yeah, so moving on. You should check them out on Wattpad. My username is author Johara Harper. So yeah, moving on. But they meet Corley, who's a rival of Lizzie's, which I think they should have gone more into Corley and Lizzie's rival, which I did get more into my Once Upon a Ever After. Actually, on every Ever After High fanfiction I think I've made, I really got into their rivalry. So yeah. But anyways, so they and Corley wants to take Lizzie's destiny and become the next Queen of Hearts. She even tries to overthrow the current Queen of Hearts, and but they manage to stop her. Raven signs her destiny and takes in her full power, and then at the end she kind of like destroys the Storybook of Legends, the real one, and so everyone can embrace their destiny if they want to, or create a new one. They can follow their own paths now, and I thought that was really sweet. And then Lizzie, it shows how much Lizzie cares about her friends, because she was willing to sign over her destiny to Corley to free her friends, and it showed the true Lizzie, because, you know, because before season 2 and 3 you didn't really get to see Lizzie that much, and even afterwards you didn't see Lizzie that much, and which makes me sad, because I love her. Except for a few episodes in webisodes, which also got to see the real her, like the one with her and Daring, which I love, and the one with like her, they were playing croquet or something like that. I don't remember that one as much. But Lizzie like hides herself and doesn't show her true self. You know, she wants everyone to think she's cold and hateful when she's really not. And I just think it's so sweet that she was willing to sign over her destiny to free, so Corley would free her friends. It was just so sweet. But they did stop Corley, and yeah, so that's my favorite season. So yay. So I guess that's all for this video. Please like and subscribe and comment your favorite Ever After High seasons. I would love to see which ones you love, which ones you hate, or which ones you just aren't as gaga over, I guess you could say. So yeah, I'll talk to you guys later.